What's good, Joe? What's good, Real Talk Squad? This is Miles, and you're listening to Real Talk with Miles Johnson, where you know we always keep it real. Let's get straight into it, man. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that jazz. Share with a friend, and enjoy some real talk. All right, cool. So, the last episode I had, I tried to just tone it down a little bit because I had my grandma here. I had my little sisters here. I had my auntie here. Well, I got a free crib right now, and we're about to give y'all some real talk about this Eagles team. So again, like, comment, subscribe, and first we are going to talk about Nick Sirianni is ruining my quarterback one. He is. Jalen Hurts with Nick Sirianni is like a top-tier chef with no ingredients. Meanwhile, Brock Purdy has a grocery store of plays with Kyle Shanahan, and he's out here cooking up a storm. Nick Sirianni is holding back Jalen Hurts from being the best quarterback that he could be. We have seen this from their first season together because it was Nick Sirianni who was calling plays, controlling the offense, and then at the end of the season, around like late November, all of December, when the Eagles went on that winning streak to get that wild card spot, it was Shane Steichen that was the one calling plays, controlling the offense. And then Shane Steichen went ahead and called plays for the entire 2022 season, and we saw Jalen Hurts be an MVP candidate. We saw Jalen Hurts get his team to the Super Bowl. We saw Jalen Hurts outplay Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. So when I think about what Jalen Hurts is doing right now, yes, Jalen Hurts has to do a better job of taking care of the football. But I'm not finna act like coaching isn't a big reason why he isn't back to what he did in 2022. Nick Sirianni is holding our QB1 back from being his best and true self. And we saw that. What did Jalen Hurts say in that interview about how much dialogue they have between the coach and the quarterback?
As you enter the bye and you want to find an identity, do you two talk about maybe, what you want the message to be to the team or how you kind of want to handle, as you guys go into the second part of the year?
We have our moments.
He said we have our moments. Jalen Hurts is a very smart brother. He's a very smart brother. He doesn't say stuff in press conferences that he doesn't mean or aren't calculated, bro. This is the same guy that had a calculated quote after every single win or loss in the press conference room. He knew what he was going to say. He had an agenda. He had a plan. This guy is smart. He knows what he's doing heading into the bye week. He wants to plant that seed that me and Nick Sirianni are on the same page. I can bet you that, dog. And all them reports that Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts aren't that cool are all real, dog. All real. I know they try to patch it up in the beginning of this season. We can tell the real and the fake. This is real talk. We can tell what's real and what's fake. And that relationship is fake. So then this brings me to Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni doesn't call offensive plays. Nick Sirianni doesn't call the defense. Nick Sirianni hasn't built a culture in terms of where athletes on this team give maximum effort week in, week out. And the icing on the cake, he isn't cool with the starting quarterback. What the hell does he do? What does he do? Nothing. I could do more with him. At least I'm the bruz. I feel like me and Hurts could connect in that aspect. What way does Nick Sirianni connect with the guys in this locker room? How? He has no hold of this locker room. You have captains, and we're going to talk about Darius Slay. You have captains out here boasting their career stats after they got cooked and literally almost gave up a touchdown, and they want to do this. Why are you doing this? You got cooked, but the man just dropped a wide open pass. Shameful. Disgraceful. Isaiah Rodgers going out here, going rogue, trying to be a hero, and ends up pushing a guy into Cooper DeJean, leading to a touchdown because it was a muff punt. Well, it was he ended up fumbling the punt. You got CJ Gardner-Johnson saying, I'm putting belt to ass. Oh, yeah. Let me talk about CJ Gardner. Let me talk about CJ Gardner-Johnson. He has been pissing me off, dog. And it's just not Thurl. It's not Thurl, bro. We all know what Thurl means in Philly. If you don't already know, go on Urban Dictionary. What he's doing isn't Thurl. Now, I get, like, that's your whole mantra, to trash talk, to be like, all right, like, I'm that rah-rah guy, like, I ain't scared of nobody, all that. But what's not Thurl is to talk crap and then in each game this season get cooked. Against the Packers, Jalen Reed cooked you. Against the Falcons, Ray McLeod cooked you. Against the Saints, Chris Olave cooked you. Against the Buccaneers, Mike Evans cooked you. So you're talking all this crap, but you have given up 4 touchdowns in each game. Each game, 1 touchdown in 4 games. You have 4 touchdowns given up in 4 games. That is disgraceful. I miss the days when CJ Gardner-Johnson and Darius Slay talked less and played elite football more. That's what I miss. Because in 2022, we didn't hear all this, oh, you want a podcast with a rival, oh, you saying you getting belt to ass, but whole time you're getting belt to ass on you. I mean, we're talking about 2 guys that I don't know if it's because their play is declining, so they feel like they have to talk more, but it doesn't make that much sense. And I like Slay a lot. I think he's very high character, and what we have seen with him mentoring Quinyon Mitchell has turned into our best cornerback. And I don't think that's a debate. So I'm seeing that. I'm seeing CJ Gardner-Johnson. He still brings that toughness, but it's like, dog, like, it's just not thorough to be out here trying to, like, be this, I'm going to keep trash talking, I'm that guy, and then just keep getting cooked. Like, at a certain point, it's like, you feel me? And then back to Slay real quick. Let me say this about Darius Slay. You're better than that, dog. You're really better than that. Like, why are you posting your career stats when you all know, nobody cares about that. Nobody cares about your career stats. They care about what you're doing lately. If they cared about career stats, Cam Newton would still be in this league. But they don't, because it's about what have you done lately. A bunch of guys who have done well in their careers, but as of lately are not that good. They are out the league. And you know this. That's why you deleted it, because you knew it was nutty. It was nutty. And it sends the wrong message to the young guys on the team saying that, hey, if you didn't play well, you get to post your career stats to the fan base. It's shameful. It's disgraceful. And that was just a nutty move. I still like Slay, but I got to call it what it is. It's real talk, bro. I got to call it what it is. Back to Nick Sirianni. You can't fire Nick Sirianni now. That's why in the offseason, I was so adamant on firing him then. Getting off him early so it doesn't affect the season now. Well, we're seeing incompetent coaching affecting this season now, and I'll just say it, we're not going to reach our goals with Nick Sirianni. We're simply not going to do that. He is 3-12 in his he is 3-9 in his last 12 games. He is 3-9 in his last 12 games. The Eagles haven't played a great game from start to finish since week 7 versus the Dolphins. That's the last game that they played in which they beat a team by more than 2 scores. It was 31-17 that game, if I'm correct. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, what does Nick Sirianni do? Unfortunately, you can't fire the guy Because let's just say the Eagles fired Nick Sirianni. That means you either got to put Vic Fangio or Kellen Moore as your head coach. I believe just off adrenaline, the team will rack up a couple wins. But just like the Raiders are, you'll be forced to kind of put a guy who shouldn't really be a head coach, but he kind of has some stain since he won some games through adversity, and you have to put in that interim head coach as the full-time head coach moving forward instead of getting a legit head coach if you wait till the offseason. So I'm saying you can't fire Nick Sirianni now unless it's like it's so bad that he completely lost the locker room, which I don't know if it's that bad. I know that him and Hurts aren't that cool, aren't that close, but in terms of like the whole locker room, I don't know if it's that bad. But regardless, it's going to be a bad look to go ahead and fire him now. I don't see that much upside in it. But again, I don't see that much upside in keeping Nick Sirianni. And that's why I was like, you have to get rid of the guy. And for all of y'all that was saying, oh, Nick Sirianni got us to a Super Bowl. Oh, Nick Sirianni got us to Super Bowl. Oh, he has this winning record. Look at y'all now. Look at us now. We done told y'all what it was. The proof was in the pudding. If you have a historic collapse, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? But Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman handled the Doug Pearson situation very, very wrong, and they did not want the public perception to be, oh, well, we get rid of coaches after one bad year and all this stuff. They didn't want that perception. But it all stems from what happened with the Doug Pearson era, where they tried to get Dougie P to, give up his responsibilities of picking his own coordinators, and they were like, well, we'll pick them. Doug was like, no, the hell you're not. I won a Super Bowl. I get the ability to go ahead and pick my coordinators. I earned that respect. They said, hey, this just ain't going to work, and they went ahead and fired Cuz. It was also because of Carson Wentz. I don't think Carson Wentz liked Doug Peterson. And they tried to pick Carson Wentz over Doug Peterson. I don't know, but you can't, unfortunately, you can't fire Nick Sirianni now. Not using Saquon Barkley early. It's kind of like, and I appreciate y'all who have agreed with me on this stuff, but like, I don't be saying stuff to just be like, oh, Miles is always right. There are times when I'm wrong, and I'm going to talk about when I'm wrong, because I said that the Eagles didn't need A.J. Brown. I was wrong. I overestimated Hurts' ability to really be productive without more talent. But let me say this about Saquon Barkley. I was completely right that you have to use Saquon Barkley in the first quarter. Let me give you these stats. In their 4 opening drives, in their first 4 games this season, Saquon Barkley has touched the ball twice. Twice. But I've heard people say, you don't know football. Because if you knew football, then you would say, hey, like, we're supposed to go ahead and save Saquon Barkley for the postseason. Hey, doofus, if you don't use Saquon Barkley early, you might not get to the freaking playoffs. And then it's like the whole point of running the freaking football is to do what? Play with the lead. Play with the lead. You can't run the ball as effectively if you're coming from behind. What did I say in the Saints game? I said you can't have these slow starts because an elite team with an elite quarterback will make you pay. Baker Mayfield ain't elite. The Bucs ain't elite. They're just a step above the Saints, and they got us beat 21-0 in the first quarter, bro. You feel that? That's you have to be able to establish the run early. What is Kellen Moore doing? So Kellen Moore has this philosophy that If you throw the ball early, it opens the run later on in the game. Well, if you're not effective throwing the ball, especially without A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, why the hell are you in the shotgun formation trying to pass without giving the ball to Saquon Barkley and letting him cook early on? It makes no sense. It lacks situational awareness. It lacks knowing, hey, like, we're without our top wide receivers. Maybe, just maybe, we should lean on Saquon Barkley. So that's why I bring up the question. Does Kellen Moore and Nick Sirianni hate Saquon Barkley? And when I say hate, I don't actually mean hate, but it's like the way that they use him, it's out of spite. It's out of like, all right, here you go, do your little run thing. And what we have seen with Saquon Barkley, when you give him the ball, he is prone on any play to go for 60 yards to the crib. And what did we see? You give the ball to him on your first play during the third quarter against the Bucks. He goes for 60 yards, which leads to a Jalen Hurts push touchdown. That's why you give the ball to Saquon Barkley early. Let me give you some more stats. Saquon Barkley has gotten 11 touches in the first quarter, 24 touches in the second quarter, 25 touches in the third quarter, and 25 touches in the fourth quarter. So it's almost a 13 or 14 touch drop off from the first quarter to the second, third, and fourth. It's no coincidence that if you don't give the ball to your best offensive player early on in the game, that you're going to have to play catch up for the rest of the game. And that might work against the Saints team, against the Browns, against the Giants. But if you're playing the Vikings, a team like the 49ers, a team like the Bucks, the team like, I'll even say the Cowboys in some instances, bro, because I don't know if we're allowed to go ahead and beat them. You have to be able to play with the lead, not use your running back to come from behind. Let's talk about A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown posted something. He said, it's my turn. My turn. And he had a Joker edit. Oh my gosh. Save me. Help me. You feel me?
My back is against the wall. This is not a test. It's the real deal. Help me. Help me.
Help me, bro, please. I'm looking at A.J. Brown. I'm saying, yo, I apologize for saying that the Eagles did not need you. I will take that on the chin. That's on me because I overestimated Hurts and this coaching staff's ability to go ahead and be productive without your talent. And although I do believe if Saquon Barkley, makes that catch against the Falcons, we're talking about a team that's 3-1. But regardless, we saw against the Saints and against the Buccaneers, without you, this offense is putrid. It's terrible. It has no creativity. And I don't know if it's the wide receivers not creating separation. I don't know if it's the scheme not being able to set up the right plays to get their guys open, or if it's Jalen Hurts not being able to go through his progressions quickly and see the whole field. I don't know what it is, but what I do know is the Eagles need A.J. Brown if they want any success this season. That's a certified fact. And that's what I'm looking to. That's what I'm looking for A.J. Brown to come save us. Please save us, bro. Please save us, dog. That's all I'm asking, bro. But again, back to Jalen Hurts. For all of y'all that have switched on Jalen Hurts, have said he's not elite, he's the problem. Yes, he needs to take care of the football. But you're being disingenuous if you don't think this coaching staff is allowing him to be the best player he can be. If you actually think that this coaching staff is allowing Hurts to be the best player he can be, because you don't get in the MVP convo by accident, by being a system quarterback. You don't. Otherwise, every quarterback in the league that has great coaching would be in the MVP convo. No, you got to have some talent. You got to be a freaking baller to do that. You don't go on the Super Bowl stage against Patrick Mahomes, outplay him, and it's all just because of scheme. It's all just because of like, hey, it's not Hurts, it's Shane Steichen. No, but it's a two-way street though. Jalen Hurts isn't Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes to where he can overcome terrible coaching. And I'll actually exclude Patrick Mahomes because we haven't seen Mahomes play through adversity, and I'm talking about play through bad coaching, because he's always had a phenomenal coach, the best offensive mind ever. The only person, really, it's been Josh Allen having to overcome Ken Dorsey. And then he got Joe Brady. We're seeing him flourish. Coaching matters. Coaching matters. I still believe in Jalen Hurts. He's still that guy. He's still a baller. And he has to do something egregious for a complete season with elite coaching for me to be like, he's not that guy. But I'll say it again. Jalen Hurts is that guy, bro. He's that guy. And you're not going to tell me otherwise. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that jazz. I love y'all. It's Real Talk with MJ. Peace.